Welcome back to another quick hobby tips video. Today we'll be covering painting skin, but mainly painting green skin. And for today we have this great model we're looking at here. It's a Hulk model from Marvel Crisis Protocol. There's tons of skin to paint on it. And really what we're just going to focus on today is some easy, quick steps to get this model done, but also give you a nice baseline for painting skin in general. This is a good model for it because it's so big. Nice big muscle panels to work on. Pretty easy, a lot easier than a small face. Starting off normally here with a black primer for the airbrush. This is Vallijo Surface Primer Black. We're just going to get an all over coating, nice even coating. After, we're going to do a very general zenithal highlight with the Vallijo Surface Primer Gray. I like this combination a lot. I use it a lot. For this model, we don't really need the zenithal highlights because we're not using contrast. It's truly just for my own peripheral preference, just so I can see what I'm working with. Look for the shadows, look for the highlights, start having my brain think that way before the next colors. Next up, we're going for our first base color, which will be Vallejo Intermediate Green, a nice neutral green, cool green. You can use any mid-tone green you have for this, but this is what I got. We're just going to be doing a nice even coat all over the model. Again, you can use a brush for this. You don't have to use an airbrush. Just look for an even coat and good coverage. Next up, we're going to hit our shadows. So for this, we're going to be using a dark green ink through the airbrush. We're going to be shooting from below and trying to hit all the shadow areas from the underside. So this model is easy because, to be honest, there's some good paneling and we can just shoot right for the cracks, right where the muscles meet, and that's going to be where we want our shadows to focus. Last step here in our highlight prep, we're going to be using Vallejo Lime Green. I'm kind of doing it as a zenithal, but mainly I'm really shooting for the middle of these muscle panels, these large chunks of skin, and I'm shooting towards the middle, but also towards the top end, trying to simulate a natural light hitting these muscle variants. This again is undercoating for what our next step will be oil, but it is important because we can get a lot of work done now and build off of it after our oil step. Here is I'm using a mix of dark green, so basically black and a darker green color. Pretty wash consistency, really not that thick. On the right side of the model, I'm doing an all over wash just to show you what it looks like, and then on the left side, I'm actually doing quote unquote panel lining because the Hulk is big, right, and he's got these big muscles. We can kind of think of this model as it's kind of like a tank, like there's kind of panel lining here with all the muscle grooves, so it's an effective way to wash this model down. But as you can see, I'm just kind of doing that. I'm tracing out in between the muscles where the muscles meet. I'm not really tinting here, but on the right side I have tinted just to show you what it looks like, because what the look I'm going for is actually this quote unquote left side panel lining look. I also oil the rest of the model off camera. As you see me cleaning up the model now, just remember with oils, especially a wash like this, you're really just trying to get the pooling off. A lot of things we can fix, honestly, in the next steps. As long as you're not tinting the entire model in a color, everything can be fixed with acrylics on top. Here's our finished model. Next day it's dried. We also used a matte varnish to seal in any extra oil that might still be malleable. But here comes the secret right here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to use a dry brush of our highlight color, Vallejo Lime Green, and we're going to reapply those highlights on all of the muscle groups that we needed to. You could sit here and stop at this step and say, hey, this looks good enough. We're going to take it one more step after this, but again, reapplying a dry brush over an oiled model can get you so much work. It really pushes your model over. It's not really a secret. It's just like it's a really good technique, and there's no problem building off of it with other layers. Yeah, it might be easy, but if you take it to the next step, it's definitely worth it. Speaking of that next step, on the palette, what I'm doing here is I'm glazing together my Vallijo lime green with a Vallijo green yellow, which is the highest highlight, and I'm making a glaze consistent as you can see on my hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back onto the model and start glazing over the areas that we will have our highest highlights. So I start with the face here. I'm starting to pick out details. The best part about a glaze is it's so translucent that if you do make a mistake, it doesn't really matter because you just let it dry and you can fix it in your next step. It's a very forgiving technique, though it does take time because you need to dry. If you do pull the hair dryer out, you can speed this process up. But I love glazing. You get a great smooth transition, and again, very forgiving. Quick tip with glazing on an oiled model. Another reason why I always matte varnish is because if you don't have dried oil or you have too much of it kind of on the model, it doesn't interact well with a watered down acrylic paint. It won't stick to the model the right way. So this matte varnish really helps. Basically gives you a blank canvas for you to put your glazes on top of, and I would recommend it for all of them. And there you have it, a pretty good looking Hulk model. To be honest, I really like this model. I think it came out great. Again, I did paint some of it off camera, but very simple stuff, just base coats and oils and highlights. The skin was really the focus of this model, and for a model like this, if you spend your time on the skin, no one's going to notice the other stuff, no matter how much work you put into it. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. Again, got plenty more videos coming out. I did a bunch more Marvel Crisis Protocol models recently, a lot of OSL work, so I'll be coming out with more videos shortly. And see you then. Thanks.